Okay. So how am I supposed to play this early in two?
You have a couple options. Obviously, you normally just start E. If you start E, you basically are like telling me that you're conceding the wave, which is fine because I beat you level 1 no matter what you start. If you start dash, I can cancel it. So pretty much you want to start with that. Typically speaking, you don't want to find yourself in a duel with me before level 3. Um, Most specifically because my EW is just like way stronger than any ability you have. You basically have to figure out my E range, so don't hit the minions, just kind of, let me show you something. Okay, so I'm standing here.
Okay.
My E can just barely touch the wave. Like the minion in the middle of my minion, it's like the middle melee minion. My E can just barely touch it from here.
Okay.
So when you're playing the lane, you basically, like if I'm here, I can touch all the minions, so you can't stand in your wave. So you have to learn
Okay.
my E range, right? Which you should see the animation.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I see it.
yeah. So you need to learn Sett's E range, and you need to basically play at that range. Now, if I miss my E, I have 16 seconds where I can't cast it again. And you need to count those timers. On hard matchups, you have to count ability timers.
Okay.
Uh, there's a 16-second window where I can't do it anymore. My W, I have an 18-second window. So obviously normally a set would be pressuring you right now, but I'm trying to get you comfortable with standing near the champ where you can stand. But my W is an 18-second cooldown. So if I fail a trade or have to burn an ability, I can't play the lane for a while. Which is why it's very important for you to not take bad fights against me, because then I can just kind of abuse you with passive. So ideally, you want me to be pushing towards you the first few waves.
Yeah, what do I do?
Um,
Like, if I... Okay, yeah, never mind. I can have it shove in. It's really hard
yeah,
to see.
so yeah, when this crashes, your main goal is to get it to allow you to take a reset. Because normally, like if I crash that on you in a normal game again, I'd reset. Okay, so I've just used W on a tower shot. So does that mean you can trade on me?
Yeah, right? You
Think
can't
so?
stun me because there's no minions.
Yeah, so when he wastes abilities, that's how you kill him, right?
Yeah.
That's how you find kills on him. Okay. I have to be put, in other words, in situations where I can't play the game normally. So like when I'm stuck in front of your turret, that's not a normal situation.
Right, right.
So you want the lane to resolve in places that are bad for Sett. Now, if the lane resolves here, you've lost.
Yeah, that last
You
set played
cannot,
really well. I couldn't...
it's impossible
Yeah.
to break a freeze on Sett. So you have to do everything in your power to not touch the wave. Okay? You have to do everything in your power to prevent me from getting the wave to bounce back. And so that means, so let's back out and let me show you the same cycle in a different way.
Okay.
Let me show you levels 1 through 3 if Sett is playing to reset, because that's normally what Sett's supposed to do. This is what that set kind of did to you. Because this set did a cheater recall on you, so he
Yeah, he
crashed
did
3 and reset.
exactly what you taught me.
Yeah, he cheated on you, and
Yeah.
so this game I'll demonstrate that to you and show you the one window you have to fight me. And if you fail the window, you lose. You lose like you don't lose the game, but you lose the ability to kill Sett for a while. The only recourse you have is TPing and calling jungler if it fails. And that's why this lane feels really punishing, because if you're not playing to that window, you're already losing. So, we basically talked about the fact that you're conceding waves 1 through 3, right?
Yeah.
So if you're conceding waves 1 through 3, that should mean that I'm allowed to do whatever I want with them. And if that's the case, again, some sets just want to like stand in front of the wave and beat you up.
Yeah, when they walk at me and then just stand there. It just slow
Yeah.
pushes and I don't know what to do
Yeah.
when they do that.
Yeah, and there is no immediate punish that Irelia has, because Sett is just stronger on 1 through 3. And you can't win with HP advantage because of his shield. If you take a melee trade on him and then try to flash away, he can flash while in W. So he'll follow you with whatever, and you'll lose every time. Because Sett's autos are stronger than yours, also because of my passive. Every other auto is stronger, which means I just inherently win trades. So what Setts will normally do is play here.
And then what I would want to do is just get those.
Yeah. So what he's just trying to stop you from playing on the wave. Because he's just standing between his minions and zoning you off, which is what, I mean, this is what I do whenever I face Irelia. So, now I want the wave to push a little bit harder, because I don't want you to find a window on me, so I throw an extra auto in there instead of just one. One more extra auto. So, I have it set up now to let wave come in. I did that a bit early, but it's fine. Let wave come in, they'll meet here. My wave's coming in, and then I should just throw all my abilities on wave. I have minion advantage, so I know you can't fight me. And then I just crash wave. And again, there's no real counterplay you have to that if I play the opening levels like that.
I just have to burn my TP, I guess. No?
So you'll see. So like the recall goes off, and obviously normally Sett's not gonna recall this greedily. And I buy whatever, like longsword, whatever. So I walk back to lane, and now the wave's pushing back to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you need this to happen as slowly as possible.
Okay.
You need this pushback to happen as slowly as possible because you're about to ding level 4 on the wave that's currently at you, and I'm going to miss at least 2 melees, probably 1 to 2 melees, depending on how well I did the cheater. Even 3 if I did it really bad. But so you're going to have an EXP window. Okay. On that EXP window is the only time you can realistically try to prevent me from freezing. Otherwise, I'm going to get this freeze off.
Oh,
So,
I mean,
yeah, that's a.
okay.
So I mean, stuff like that is like really, really rough. So what
like,
you need to do is I'm going to try to make this freeze, right? So I'm going to try to thin wave. I should be fighting you in this wave. But if you have like, so you're pushing me out of the wave now, and if you can fight me right now, basically, exclusively right now, that's your only hope of stopping it. And I'm going to stop autoing you. But okay, once I've done all this, yeah, there you go.
You would've died.
Once I've done all this, you don't want to, so in other words, you don't need to like full commit to me. That's what I was trying to tell you, or I was trying to type in chat. You don't need to full commit to me. You need to stop me from the freeze and let your minions hit me. If I start to chase you, you can re-engage the fight. But what you need to do is play around the fact that I have W. Because grit is not it doesn't take long for Sett's W to expire. Like the bonus damage.
Mm-hmm.
So Sett is going to chase you to try to use that W. While he's chasing you to use that W, you can go back in on him if he doesn't like catch you. And the freeze is doomed at that point because another wave is going to pile up on him and he's going to be down HP, and so that you can find that trade again.
Okay, so when that wave comes when you're walking back to lane and I'm like still 3, and when I hit 4, do I want to start shoving it instead? You want to try
to shove it. You want to stop me from hitting level 4.
Okay, yeah. So the minute I get it, I start hard pushing.
Yeah,
so you
once you see that once you have, so basically you know how cheaters work, where like, did you ult F4 by the way?
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool. So you know how cheaters work, where like you see the wave coming in and then you shove.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what you want to do. When you see your next approaching wave, you're waiting for 2 waves. You can't fight me in just 1 wave. You need a second minion wave.
Okay.
When you can fight me in 2 waves, that's when you want to look to that's when you want to look to fight on me, because you have 2 waves crash. You want to start shoving my wave. Use your W and Qs to do that, and then look to kill me. Now, when that happens, so you've killed me. You've come back with tabbies, right?
Is that a good buy, by the way? Into Sett? I think the tabbies.
It's okay. It's okay. It's not that great because if I'm W maxing, then I'm still gonna kill you.
Okay.
But again, typically people don't W max against Irelia just because. But what I was gonna say is, so when I come back, you have big item advantage on me, right?
Yeah.
So can you kill me? Let's find out.
Dude.
So.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm under your turret
sloppy.
and you
Super
live with 10
though.
health.
Super sloppy though.
Yeah, obviously. So
Okay.
point being, if lanes are playing normally, and
Right.
and I'm not taking tower shots, you can't just come back to lane and kill Sett. So you're not out of the woods yet if you stop the cheater. is the point. This is why I mean it is a counter lane, right? But
Yeah.
there's ways you can play around it. So you have that one window to attack him. The point is obviously you can't kill Sett, right? On a normal circumstances, even with item advantage. So what you have to do is find more ways to attack wave management, to attack him on wave. Because the thing is, if you have some survivability, while you can't kill me necessarily, you have the ability to not die, for lack of a better term. So you can start to contest me a little bit. You can start to try to stop me from doing what it is I want to do. But even now, right? Like I've come back to wave, I let you kill me again under turret. I would still kill you again if we 1v1'd right now. Like I'm still stronger than you right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, you'd probably just walk up and...
Right, the point isn't to like completely massacre Sett in the lane. The point is to allow yourself to hit like item spikes and then start to play, because you will start to kill me. If you manage to hit Bork before I hit a meaningful item spike, you'll kill me. Because your Bork spike is so, and obviously you can still misplay, and that's like the hard thing in the lane, right? Like you have to play really well, and I don't.
Like
I
right
just
now,
have to
if
stand
I
in my
walk up,
minion wave.
you start, yeah, like I still...
Right, yeah, right now if you took a trade on me, like you can see just what will happen. You can go in and try to trade on me, and you can see just like what exactly I can do. So you're using everything on me. Again, all I'm doing is autoing you right now. I have not cast an ability outside of my E, so I'm gonna start casting some abilities. And what do you know? I'm gonna kill you.
Tabby's OP. Tabby's OP. Where's that ghost?
You have boost, cringe. I hope you do it.
I got
There you go.
Easy.
So you see the point though. Look, like you have massive item advantage on me, and if we go back to lane again, until you finish Bork, you have to have some like stupid, really stupid good trades, right, to beat him. I'm literally doing nothing. I'm not even casting abilities on the trades.
Yeah, there's no jungle or anything, so that could, you know.
Right. So, with some of these things in mind, let's back out and run the first few levels again. This time I'm not going to talk you through what to do. I am going to try to beat you.
Okay.
I'm going to try to play like it's solo queue, and I'm against Irelia, and somehow jungles don't exist. Didn't have to leash Pog.
True.
They'll know me as the last to lay down her weapons.
I love Sett. It's fun, interactive.
Mm.
I carry a lot more than these blades. A master weapon needs no help.
I also done cheated better that time, so I actually lost 7 millions. So good luck.
Our time is now.
You died?
There you go.
Nice. Okay. I see.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, I can hold W in that sequence and kill you, but that's where you have to fight. Like, you have to fight for the freeze.
Yeah, I needed to fight a little bit quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to fight for the freeze, because when when you let me step into the middle of the wave, and you don't have any stacks up,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kill you. So again, like if you go back into the lane now, let's say I'm mad and I TP back. Okay.
Okay.
I'm mad and I TP back. So now the wave's crashing to you. Okay. Assuming that this sequence goes properly, right? Wave's crashing to you. So what do?
Let it crash. Just wait. I don't think I can do anything now. Until I have another wave. It's just two minions.
Each form has a name known
Let's see.
only to the wind.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna wait.
Grandma said.
Let's see. See, I want to wait for 6 now. That's like my thought process, right?
Yeah, that's
wanna
the
get
next
6 before
tangible
you.
advantage you'll have over me.
Yeah. 6
Because you have a massive wave. You have EXP advantage crashing, and you have massive wave. The worst thing you can do is come back and ego fight.
Yeah.
They'll pay
don't think I can. I want to freeze it, but I can't.
You can't. If you try to freeze it, I will step up. I'll do what most solo queue sets do, which is stand right here in front of you, begging for something to happen.
I'm not gonna.
There you
go.
No, you're not. Did you think you were hitting 6?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it when you
Yeah, okay. Point being, you have windows, right?
Yeah.
And if you don't take them, Sett runs away with it. But if you take them, right, when I'm like standing there with nothing, W down, specifically W down, like that's the window you're trying to burn, right?
Yeah.
That's the window you're always trying to burn. Okay, so let's run it one more time, and this time try not to miss every CS in the first sequence. And we'll give you one more, and then hopefully you can start to break this mental block. We'll do one last sequence. By the way, this is very similar to how you sequence out against Volibear. Warwick, Volley, and Sett are straight stomps early, if my thoughts are right. Generally speaking, yeah, those lanes all stomp early. Warwick's the hardest one too, just because
it's so cheesy.
Volley and Sett have shields that stop them from dying if they mess up, if they misstep. Warwick only has his E. But yeah, Volley's probably Warwick is not cheese, he's a man's champion.
Uh-huh.
For sure, man.
That's why he takes barrier. I hate him.
You're not even playing. Yeah, the goal isn't to win the Volibear lane. The goal is to become more useful than Volibear after lane.
I feel like the same with Sett, right? I'm not trying super hard. I'm not trying
Sett's
to
a
stop
little
him.
bit. So you're trying to get strong, and you're trying to make him weak enough so that you can side lane against him. Because Sett is always going, like in solo queue, Sett's going to be more valuable in team fights, because of the stupid W build where he like nukes your entire team. So you're never going to outvalue what he's going to bring into most melee team fights. You need to be strong enough as a side lane threat to force them to get punished if they try to group. The only way that you as Irelia can beat Sett is through side laning. And if I come out of lane ahead of you, like significantly, and I can beat you in the 1v1 later, there's nothing you can do for your team.
Yeah.
The Sett W scale off of HP, yeah, the damage on his W does, yes.
I ain't about to lose to that.
Sett just made
Mad
fun
rude.
of you.
Did you hear that? Yeah. I'm not about to end. Well, alright, bad. Well, this is good. It's a good example of when I get hit early.
Yep.
Is it bad to
That's
use
what Setts
my
are always
potion
looking for.
early like that?
Right now you don't want to use a potion, because if I were to do one more trade to you, you would need to. But with level up and like the fact that you're gonna heal on turret, it's fine. The only reason you'd potion is if your jungle was level 2 ganking.
Oh, okay.
And you want it to be healthy enough. So, one thing to note, like that trade hurt and stuff, but you have bone plating, so really you're fine, right? So like, it's worth it, in other words, to take that damage for those melee minions. Health potion's 50 gold, right? If you get 3 melees, you get more gold than 50. So even just like from the math standpoint, it's worth it to make that exchange. Okay, so I found Crash, and you're about to ding 4, excuse me. But I'm in my wave now, right? So you have to be careful. If I step out of my wave to you, you have window. That's a good idea. I should think about doing it. Okay, see, this is your...
I didn't mean to cue you when I did. I think I'm just...
So now you're getting more comfortable, like, actually trading back into that pattern. That's the punish to cheater. All I need to do, like, as Sett, is wait for you, but no Sett does that, right?
Right.
All I need to do is wait for the wave to get closer to my side. Don't do it. I was saying that as a advice, not as a plead. I have all my abilities up. But so now, okay. So now this sequence has happened. You've stopped me from freezing, right? Which is what we said the goal is. You've burned my flash, you've stopped me from freezing. So now what do you do?
Reset. And try to kill you with 6.
Because you need to TP.
Oh, I need a TP?
Yeah, you need to TP to this to force me to TP. Otherwise, I'm gonna walk back and I'm gonna be fine. Yeah, I have to back there. When you TP, I have to back. I started backing early because I'm a cheater, but when you TP to this lane, I have no choice but to back. So now if I try to I'm trying to force on you, and I can kind of push you back, right? Because you've TP'd late. But like, if you TP immediately, force me back, force me out of the lane,
well,
then my resource is down.
I wanted to TP and just like let it, or like last hit.
Exactly. You wanted so the lane's coming to you. You basically want to TP so that I can't like cheat in lane.
Okay.
Because what I will do if you don't TP is I will crash that extra wave. I will start to like build up the first wave, and when it starts to come into you, I can TP to the second wave and then force a crash on you that converts into a freeze for me, and then you're stuck. And you'll have to burn TP. But now, look, I can't. So I have to try to crash this. Like, I have to crash this or lose. But what? Look at your XP bar.
Yeah.
So if this, okay, in any normal circumstance, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Sett's getting ganked here. Okay. In a 1v1, obviously it's different, but in any normal circumstance, Sett's dying here. Like this is, I have no flash. If you force me to TP back into a lane that's pushing to you, I lose. I should be spamming, right? Right, you should be spamming me and I should lose. And now you can play the bounce back with item advantage. Right?
Okay, yeah.
And this is kind of how it goes. I'm still stuck here, by the way. You can slow push this. Right? I'm still stuck on your half of the map. And so these are like all ideal circumstances for you. Because you don't have, like, if you've done that one thing, again, in this circumstance you never killed me, but my lane state's way worse. There you go.
He's so strong.
Oops. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do this stuff quicker too.
Yeah, you need to do it quicker, and you still can't fight me.
And I
you still don't 1v1 me. You don't just jump in on me 1v1 because you dodged my W there. I was hoping you would eventually do an all-in like that and dodge the W, so that people in chat would stop telling you just have to dodge his W. That's like the whole thing, because everyone's like just play better forehead, but this lane isn't about. Sett is stat checking you. If you do not have the stats, he will beat you, right? That's the whole point of the lane. Like that's why they call it stat checking, not ability checking. And so when you're playing this lane, but the point being, you never killed me this time. The other times you killed me, but this time you found yourself in a way better wave position, which is the goal. If you stop me from holding the wave, that's the ideal. And so like those are the sequences that you have to play out to try to get advantages in this lane. Now, again, Sett may not do everything that I did, right? Sett may play more passively. If that happens, sucks, right?
Yeah.
You can't just force your way into winning a counter matchup, right?
Yeah.
You can't just force your way into, and so now like from this point in the lane, it's really hard now that you've died. Like the lane gets really difficult because you can't fight me anymore. So you're 100% reliant on jungle now, whereas before you had like some autonomy. Now you're completely jungle reliant. But again, waves crashing to you. When you were playing against the last set, you pushed every single wave. Like every time a new wave came in, you would queue through it because you finally had like a second to breathe, and then Sett would walk out from a bush and just hold it.
Yeah, he was in that bush every time I pushed it.
He was begging you to do that.
Yeah.
He was like, he's sitting pleading with you to shove into him. Exactly. So that's the other thing, right? I'm still like ahead of you somewhat, but like you're still what do you call it? You're still fine, like overall.
I really need the ganks.
Yeah, your jungle sucks.
Yeah, I know, where the hell is he? I pinged like 10 times.
Yeah, I might just tower dive you for fun.
Do it.
Okay, well if you're gonna burn your W right in front of me.
I said tower dive. Oh.
There you go. When Sett's at turret, that's all you can do. Jump in and out. So now I'm at half HP. Can you kill me?
The way I don't know your cooldown at this point. Probably not.
There you go. I'm dead. So half HP. If everything's burned, you can kill me.
Okay.
Maybe. But in general, point being, what did you do differently than when you fought me level 6? Look at what you're doing right now between the minions. Your champion has a repeatable dash.
Yeah.
Sett is stuck.
Yeah.
So if you can take trades where you're allowed to jump in and jump out like that, I can do something, right? I can't do anything rather. But if you all in me and I'm allowed to just throw out my passive autos on you over and over, it gets a lot harder. This gets really exaggerated because you have lifesteal and I don't right now, right? I don't have Gore Drinker or Phage.
Yeah.
Finished. So like those are all things. Those are all things that you need to look for in the matchup that you're not. Currently, right now, you're walking into the lane like you would any other lane, getting E'd and beaten to death, and then saying, I hate Sett.
Yeah.
And then pushing the lane.
Well, I hope I get to face another one, because I feel like I understand it a lot more now. It does,
Sett's
like, I'm not as
not
scared.
an invincible monster.
Yeah.
But he is when you fight him on his conditions. When you fight Sett exactly the way he wants you to, which is diving into him,
Yeah.
he's an unstoppable monster. But in these fights where you're constantly jumping in and out, getting more comfortable running around my abilities, it makes it a lot easier. That's another benefit, by the way, of fighting me in crashing waves. If you're getting frozen and have to dive into me, it's one thing. But if there's crashing waves that you can jump into me and then jump back to the wave in front of your turret, you have a lot of ease in that and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just be careful that you're playing around his E and W. By the way, and unless he's maxing W, until he is at level 8, it's 16.5. I believe it loses 1.5 seconds every level. Yeah.
So
So by the time that he's level 13, it's a 12-second cooldown. Again, assuming no CDR. If he's going Gore, he'll have CDR. You can alt to 4, by the way. So in lane, basically, for most of lane phase, you're playing around an 18-second cooldown. When he's level 8, you're playing around a 16-second cooldown, which is the same as his E.
So it's still just
and you're doing that for most of the lane. Yeah. Now the thing that's noteworthy is that his Q is a 5-second cooldown if he maxes it, which is the auto percent bonus physical damage auto reset. That's the one that you really got to watch out for. Also worth noting that his ult is a 2-second cooldown, so that's fine.
Wait, what? Did you say 2-second cooldown?
No, 2-minute cooldown. I mean.
Oh, 2 minutes.
How would you know if Sett is maxing W? You would know if Sett is maxing W based. Well, you could, I suppose, do it by counting it. But the main reason you would know is looking at the damage it's doing. It has base damages, so you try your best to count that and then kind of work from there. The other thing, like I say, is cooldown. The other thing is if his Q is not really doing much damage to you, you can kind of figure it out. But yeah, if the thing you have to learn to do is count W damage, but tankier Sett's max W for sure. Or tanks against Sett against tanks, excuse me, or Sett against bruisers will often max W. So those are just some basic things with Sett. Obviously, like as you play more matchups, you'll find yourself in more situations and have more questions. But those are just some basic things to keep in mind. Specifically, playing to advantages that he offers you, playing to natural advantages that exist in the lane. Now, the other thing this is a 1v1, right? I'm trying to prove a concept. The other thing that's important for you to remember is if you try to all-in him on the bounce back, you better know his jungler's not topside.
Yeah.
If you try to stop his freeze on the bounce back, you better know that his jungler's not top, because that's going to be happening between about 3 and 3:30 with the freeze resolving around 3:45 or 4 minutes, and that's a perfect timer for a jungler to gank top after top grab. So there's all sorts of variables that play into it in terms of actual games, but that's the only window you have. Outside of that, your only window is Sett like burning W for no reason and punishing him off no
using
W.
it on the wave.
Yeah, if Sett's Wing the wave, you have a chance. But again, oftentimes if he's Wing it on the wave, he's either trying to crash because his jungler's there and he wants to help him, or something like that. So you have to, have some vision and play responsibly when that happens. But yeah, that's basically some things to think about. So you don't just queue up into Sett, say I'm sad, it's Sett. So that hopefully that helps when.
Oh wait, did you?
What's up?
After the TPs, when Sett was trying to crash wave and Irelia had a chance to hit 6 first, was it still bad to force all-ins with level advantage?
That was when I said
Oh, you did.
like
Okay.
jungle kind of, yeah. So in the game we kind of talked about, no, I didn't answer him specifically, but in the course of the game, normally that crash isn't possible because jungles exist. So theoretically she should be waiting for her jungler, because unless you're very confidently counting minions, I'm about to ding 6 in the same wave. So you could try to all in there, but again, like we're talking about, Irelia doesn't have to. What's better is if you let it resolve, and because I'm no TP, no flash, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about the fact that like that crash is really bad for me. So you don't need to all in me because I have no way to recover if you find a trade on me and then jump out. When you're playing against a crippled laner, it's really useful to realize like what they can and can't accomplish when you do things, because a lot of people think of league advantages in terms of kills, but in reality, if you can keep me like 50% HP, unable to like survive an all in, and I can't lane anymore, that's just as good as killing me because I'm gonna have to leave and lose a whole bunch of resources and stuff. So I hope that answers your question.
I'm so
But yeah.
ready to face another Sett. I want to try it again.
Yeah, best of luck.
Yeah. Thanks
I
for the
have
help.
to-
Yeah, I really
Yep.
appreciate it.